My capital T truth. Let's get it. You may think you're living miserably and that your favorite artist or whomever rich person you look up to is living the life. They don't have to worry about insert bill, yada yada yada. But little do you know, the homeless person downtown feels the same way about you. He wishes he had this humble 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house you have, or the 2015 Honda Civic. But what's sad is that the person at Spectrum who's really sick and unable to complete basic tasks such as bathing themselves dearly wishes that they are the homeless person who, despite the miserable living conditions, still attains what many look at as the most important thing in life: health. To figure out my capital T truth, we're going to have to go all the way back to when I was a youngin', age 8 and below to be specific. At that age, I'd always thought that adults were just mean for no reason. I used to believe that my father refused to buy me a new bike for the whopping price of just £2,000. That's around 20 bucks in today's money, by the way. Don't get me wrong, I love my father and all, but from a 7-year-old perspective, all I saw was a mean, grumpy adult who liked to say no just for the fun of it, when in reality it was me who was inconsiderate and selfish. I didn't account for the fact that maybe, just maybe, it was the end of the month and my father doesn't get paid until the first. Or a BMX bike is really expensive and my father didn't trust my 7-year-old self with one, and rightfully so. In my colorful world, I was SpongeBob and adults around me were Squidward. They were miserable and grumpy, and I was lively and filled with ecstasy. But that all changed when I entered high school. Difficult and more challenging classes, working about 5 and being a walking zombie as a result, way more homework, sports and activities, and many more responsibilities. But most importantly, grades actually mattered, and you have to somewhat know what you want to do as an adult and prepare so that you can become the person you used to look upon as miserable. Crazy, huh? That's how I felt. It didn't dawn on me suddenly, but rather slowly and surely. I'd come to appreciate my father's sacrifices more and wish that I wasn't such a selfish douche. My perspective changed. Although I do want to grow up quickly and transition into the later segments of adulthood and experience integrity, as psychologist Erickson would say, I would much rather go back in time and change some of the things I've done for the better. But for now, these wishes can only stay wishes, dry like a raisin in the sun, if you will. By learning that perspective matters immensely, I've learned to deal with it by first putting myself in people's shoes before I judge them. I started to question myself. Would I act or do the same if I was them? Is what they're doing justifiable? Should I give them grace? And so on. I started implementing this philosophy my freshman year, I would say, and consequently, my conscience felt content. I occasionally get the "you're so nice" or my favorite "you're such a good person" compliment. I promise you, I'm not narcissistic. Well, maybe. But I feel as though the compliments in my inner content feeling are a direct result of my change in my outlook on life and people. Do you only care about being right all the time? Do you only care about your primal desires? Heck, do you look at people weird simply because they dress differently, have a different culture, think differently, or even function differently? If you answered yes to any of these, you might want to reassess your way of looking at the world. Think outside of your cognitive box. You won't know though until you put in that effort and transform your thinking into others' perspectives. Then, you will see the world through the lens of an eagle, and ultimately see if you're actually right. Until next time though, stay healthy, kind, ambitious, humble, and all good things. Salam!